So, what's up, YouTube, and all the rest of the world out there, wherever you may be viewing this from? So, I just wanted to come on and just chat today about something that came to me this morning and that, enlightened me. And I feel like it's something that will just help me grow as a person. I often relate things I see in movies or like TV shows, things I may hear on podcasts or any form of entertainment. I always kind of look for the deeper meaning in things. So today, in conversation with my brother, we were talking about the Avengers, Thanos, the Infinity Stones, and just cracking jokes about different things that pertain to our life and making little different references or whatever. And it just came to me, never give the enemy your Infinity Stones. Okay? Never give the enemy your Infinity Stones. If you don't know what I'm referring to, the Infinity Stones is what Thanos was searching all the universes and the galaxies for, so that he can pull out his big evil plan and fulfill, rather, his big evil plot. Well, he didn't see it as evil, but as a human being, you might have saw it as evil, or him trying to play God to feel like in order to save the universe or the galaxies that he needed to wipe out half of all living creatures. So he had to collect 6 Infinity Stones in order to be able to do this. In the first one, the first Avengers Infinity War, he did collect all the Infinity Stones, snapped his finger, half of everything was wiped out. Half of all living creatures was they vanished. Okay, basically. So in Endgame, and I won't spoil it for anyone who didn't see it, but the Avengers were, trying to find ways to be able to get the stones back, to bring everybody back. But I want to talk about these Infinity Stones, okay? And how they relate to, how I can relate them to my life and just the lives of women and just people, period. Okay? So there were 6 Infinity Stones. It was the Space Stone, the Mind Stone, Reality Stone, Power Stone, Time Stone, and the Soul Stone. In order to do what he needed to do, he had to collect all of them. So let's just think about that statement I said. Never give the enemy or anyone, anything, however you want to look at it, your Infinity Stones. Okay? Infinity, the quality of being infinite, of being limitless. Our minds cannot fathom what it means to be limitless, to have no limits. Can you really fathom that? To have no limits. How they say the sky is the limit, but to say the sky is the limit is putting the limitation on it all its own, because there's a whole universe out there, and there are universes upon universes and galaxies upon galaxies that we can't even fathom their existence or how far it goes, to be limitless. Wow, that's something intense. So that was the collective name for all these stones. And with all these stones, it gave you that limitlessness. Like there were no limits on you, on you. So all of these stones, like of space, mind, reality, power, time, the soul stone, we have all of these things inside of us. And with certain people or situations, whether we know it or not, we're giving these stones away. I looked up the definition of all these words to try to even process my thoughts even deeper and just to get a better understanding. I'm definitely very in tune to the Holy Spirit, my Father God. When he speaks to me, that little small voice that you hear on the inside of you, Some of you may not know what that is, or you might call it your consciousness, or you know, a lot of people always say, oh, something said or something told me on the inside of me. But for me, that's the Holy Spirit. That's God talking to me. And he drops little things in my spirit from time to time that I feel like I definitely have to fully process, because when God speaks, and he's always talking to me, like, he's definitely my friend. I talk to God every day, and you should too, because you know he keeps you sane. But nevertheless, I looked up all the definitions of these words to try to get, you know, a better understanding. So the space stone, space means a continuous area, something that is available and unoccupied. How I can try to relate that to my life, you can look at it, or I can look at it as the physical space, like right in front of me. My physical space around me, unoccupied. I can think about it as, okay, maybe the space in my mind, like, what are you allowing in your space? What are you giving your space to? You know, kind of simple. The mind stone. What is the mind? The mind means the element of a person that enables them to be aware of the world and experiences as they exist. Oh, great. The mind. The mind is the element of a person that enables them to be aware of the world and experiences, to think and to feel. What are you giving your mind stone to? What is on your mind all the time? Is your mind being clouded by things that you know aren't right? Are you dwelling on things that you know make you feel bad? When they say the mind is a terrible thing to waste, it definitely is. But what are we giving our mind stone to? What are we allowing to occupy the space in our mind? We can kind of, you know, connect those two together. Really, all of these connect together. Next we got the reality stone. What is reality? Reality is the world or the state of things. The world or the state of things as they exist. Pretty self-explanatory. The reality, things that are real, things that are like right in front of you. It could be things that are tangible. As it relates to giving your reality stone to the enemy or to a person, like, are you allowing your reality to be affected? Are you allowing it to be affected by choosing not to see what's really going on, but choosing to believe what you want to believe so that you can stay in your comfortable position? Okay, so next we got the power stone. Power, the capacity to direct or influence the behavior of others or course of events. Power. Who are you giving your power to? What are you giving your power to? Are you standing your ground? Are you standing in your truth? Are you taking back the power from situations? Don't give your power away. You end up feeling weak or feeling like you can't do things. You've given that power stone away. It's time to take it back. Your soul stone. The soul. The definition is a spiritual or immaterial parts of a human being, regarded as immortal. Immortal. Our souls are immortal. We merely live in our bodies, you know, but our soul is where I like to believe that comes all of our integrity and our human sense, meaning, you know, like our compassion, our empathy for people, like our emotions basically. and our sense of being, and our sense to feel connected with one another and things. And in the movie, and this part was probably one of the emotional parts in the movie, just to kind of give a visual of how you can maybe give your soul stone away. So in order to get the soul stone, you had to sacrifice a soul, a person. It had to be somebody that you loved, or we can just say something that you love. But in the movie, you had to sacrifice something that you loved in order to get the soul stone, a soul for a soul. Sometimes the soul that we can be sacrificing is our own. Are you sacrificing your own soul? Are you doing things that you know for a fact on the inside of you, you're having like a tug of war with yourself? You're trying to do it because either you want to fit in, you want to be accepted, you feel like, oh, this person really loves me, so I need to do these things. By bending yourself to do things that you know are not 100% what you want as a person, as a woman, then you're giving away your soul stone. You're giving it away. And a lot of times in situations or relationships, you see it every day. For some reason, the man or, whoever you might be with, or the enemy comes along, period, with whatever he'll use, whoever he'll use. And you've given away all your stones, all these things that collectively come together to complete you as a person, that hold you up, that keep you strong, that empower you. You've given all these things away. And in a snap of a finger, in a split second, when something changes, your whole world comes crashing down. It's like everything that you've strived for and that you work for has just been depleted and deleted in a blink of an eye. And sometimes you don't even realize that you've given away these stones, that you've given up your space, you've given away your mind, you have altered your reality, you've given away the power. Oh, and I didn't even touch on the time stone. Time is pretty explanatory. We can't ever get time back, but you've given away your time stone. Now you've wasted all your time with this situation and you can't get that time back. And you start to reflect on all the years that have passed and you was stuck swooning over the situation, or just accepting things that was not in your heart to accept, and you can't get that time back. Sometimes it could be years, it could be months, it could be days. But either way, time waits for no man, and who has time to waste? Not me. Sip tea. Nevertheless, again, reflecting back to the movie, not one person could do it alone. Not one person could come against Thanos. If we're talking in movie reference now, not one Avenger could come against him in order to collect all these stones back, to put everything back in order. But it was all the Avengers collectively. Who are the Avengers in your life? Because, when we're trying to pick ourselves up from situations, we can't do it alone. Allowing yourself to be isolated and think that getting in your bubble or in your shell to try to do something alone, that's where the enemy is going to have a field day with you. Because we need people. As much as people like to be like, oh, I hate people, or I don't like people like that, you need people in your corner that are going to be encouraging you, uplifting you, that are going to be speaking to your soul, to draw that soul stone back to you. You're going to be needing people feeding you with encouragement and reminding you of who you are, and helping you to get through that time that it's going to take to be able to heal or to collect all your stones. We need these stones to be a well-rounded individual. We need our mind. We need to see reality. We need to see things for what they are and not what we want them to be. And that can happen a lot of times. We need to protect our space or our energy as people call it nowadays. We need to protect our energy, your atmosphere around you. And that's not your physical being, that's your soul that you're trying to protect. That's the energy inside of us going through our veins in our bodies that we're trying to protect. Because you can feel when somebody energy is off, and you don't want no negative energy in your space. So if that's what you have, and that's why you feel like you hate people, then you need to get around some new people. You need to get around some new energy. You need to allow some new people and energies that are like yours to come into your space. Protect that space. Protect your energy. Protect your mind. Protect your reality. Keep that power with you. Never allow somebody to have the power to be able to dictate the course of events for your life or whatever might be going on. You know, a split decision to get upset or to react to something that somebody else did, you know, that can cost you your life. That can cost you whatever you might be trying to build upon. That can cause everything to come crumbling down in the blink of an eye. You could have worked 10 years to build yourself up to where you are now. And in a split second of you giving away your stones, it's gone. Like it was never there. You have to make a conscious decision to be aware of these things and how things are going to affect you. You know? But this statement and just all these things it's really powerful. And it definitely really spoke to me. Never give the enemy or anyone your infinity stones. They're sacred, they're valuable, and they're needed to be a blessing to somebody else, not to be cursed. All right, y'all. I'll see y'all soon for the next tea time with C. Bye.